Hello and welcome to today's video. Now I started this channel on the 12th of May and it turned out to be the start of the biggest weekly decline in Bitcoin price for several years. But in many ways that was actually the perfect time to start it, because if I have one message, it's this: measure the value of your crypto portfolio in Bitcoin terms, not in fiat terms. So, for example, when we had that terrible day yesterday, my portfolio went down 27% in fiat terms, but only 1% in Bitcoin terms. So, although a decline is never welcome, 1% decline is much easier to take than a 27% decline. And indeed, Bitcoin is down 50% from its peak, but actually my portfolio has gone up in Bitcoin terms in that time. So I'm okay. Now, I do emphasize, the importance of measuring your portfolio in Bitcoin, but the price in fiat is a concern to everyone, and the question we have to look at is, can it go any lower? Now you might say, well, it's recovered from $30,000 to $40,000, so of course we've seen the bottom, right? Well, probably yes, but there are causes for concern, and I see three reasons why Bitcoin might not have bottomed out at 30,000. One is, you see this head and shoulders. Got a left shoulder here, a sort of double head, and then a right shoulder. Now, often price can fall by the same distance as from the head to the neckline here. And if we do that, then we see that the head and shoulders target is 29,000. Now, I don't go much on head and shoulders setups. I don't trade them. They're not very reliable. But it is, it's just an indicator that's a sort of negative one. And the second reason why Bitcoin could go lower is this massive drop was a result of the cascading stop losses being triggered on lots of long leveraged bets. People's stop losses being triggered means they have to sell. That sell causes the price to go lower. That triggers more sells, and so on. And it just goes down and down and down. And so all of those cells have now been cleared out throughout a massive range. So almost any buying now will push the price up on not necessarily big volume, which makes me think that if there is any more selling, the price could drop, because it doesn't take much buying to push it up. And third reason to be a bit cautious is that gold and silver are really having a good run at the moment. There's a lot of strength in them, so people might choose to buy gold and silver rather than Bitcoin. So for that reason, I think Bitcoin will be down in the doldrums a bit longer, and it may possibly go lower than 30,000, although the odds are it won't. But I just wanted to be clear, there are some reasons for caution. So has there been any good news? Well, my Chainlink trade, I got in a bit late after this volatility squeeze here, but it did reach target, and I'd set up a sell order, and so I was fortunate that came in. That was triggered, that sell, just before the big fall. That's about the limit of the good news for me. The IOTA trade that I told you about on Monday, that didn't work out well. Let's just redo this chart. Now, it did fall through its stop loss, so I sold out at a loss. Don't like to report that, but I do always tell you about how the trades work out that I tell you about. Now, the loop ring trade, which I told you about on last Wednesday. Here, this is the chart. And okay, so I have actually stayed in this trade. The stop loss was hit, but I've stayed in it because the fundamentals are better for Loopring than IOTA. It's fallen a lot less far, and looking at this chart, I realised that a different setup is possible. It could be that we need to redraw the chart like this, and the volatility squeeze just might be a bit longer. So it's really still in play, I think, and I'm happy to have bought here. I mean, it could squeeze and end up going to the downside rather than the upside, so it's not necessarily a good time to get in until we see which way it goes, but as I'm already in, I'm going to stay in for this one. So it's not all good news. Now, I just want to hark back to my video last Wednesday. This is the Binance coin one. Now, I did say there were 4 reasons why I thought the risk reward had changed from being risk to being much more probable, from being reward to being much more probably risk. And that did turn out to be the top of the market for Binance coin. Now, I can't say that I'll always work out the top of the market, but I did on that occasion. So I hope you realise that I do get some things right. So that's today's video. Stay focused on measuring your portfolio in Bitcoin terms, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.